Hey, it's B-Rad Celebrity Hairstylist here, the host of the Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast. Today is an exciting episode. We have Janice Carol Cosmetics. She's talking about being an entrepreneur, her product line, and some more fun stuff coming up. So I'd like to welcome you, Janice, to here on today's podcast.
Hey, Brad. Thanks for having me. It's exciting.
It is. Well, we've been trying to plan this interview for a while, I think, and just kind of my time and your time, and always something's been coming up or happening, but you're here today, and I'm so excited because our viewers will now be able to, viewers or listeners, so if you are listening, it's on 10 different platforms. If you are viewing, you can watch it on perhaps a Facebook Live, or you can also watch it on B-Rad Celebrity Hairstylist on YouTube. So I want to say welcome, Janice, and let's jump right into it and just tell me a little bit about your background.
Thanks, Brad. And again, it's a pleasure to be on. And you know what? You said something that was very funny because we were trying to do this. The life of an entrepreneur, right? It's like things come up. We're trying to do it the best we can. So here we are, and we're ready to go. So hi. Everyone, I'm Janice Ross actually. Janice Carol is the name of the line. And a little bit about myself. I've been in this business since I was basically 17. That was my very first job in this world. And it seemed to put together my passion for people, art, business. It was my very first part-time job in school at as you have it, one of the first Shoppers Drug Mart in the city. So the owners of Shoppers Drug Mart International, the Kofflers, and Mr. Koffler has recently passed away. They were dynamos in this industry and huge philanthropists through the years, which is also something that is very connected to me as well. But going past those years, I went through school, university, yada yada, ended up back in the industry. So it was, I guess it was where I was meant to be.
So Janice, is makeup something you kind of just fell into, even though you started at 17? It's like, were you somebody who wore a lot of makeup, or you liked makeup, or you're interested in makeup?
I think in those days, we all wore way too much. I don't know, at that age, I look back at pictures and I go, whoa, you know, but no, and it still applies to me today, and my journey and my mission about my line. I think I'm a little different than what typical makeup people, entrepreneurs are. It's more about, I think even at that age, I developed relationships with these customers. They would start to come to me. And after I came back, after getting my degree at U of T, I realized that I was about people, but my art was still so important to me, and all of that. So I was handed this opportunity at that same Shoppers that I grew up at to come back as their boss.
Oh.
So the owner of the store called me, said, Jan, you just graduated. I saw you grow up here. I'm handing you the cosmetic department. It's yours. You're in charge. So I want it to grow exponentially by next year. Yes. And I'm going, pardon me. And he just had all this faith in me. And I was, I guess, about 23 and thinking about going further in university, all of those things, because I'm that kind of person. But I took the job. And
wow. So if you had have gone to university, what would you be right now?
Well, I did go to university. I graduated after 3 years, and I was thinking about things to do with people, speech pathology. Then I was thinking about his art as applied to medicine.
Oh, okay.
So
yes.
Or art therapy, or things that combine sort of creative things with people. But life happens. You make plans and they change. So I took this job because I felt it was an amazing opportunity to learn from the ground up what business was about.
Of
and
course.
In those days, there were no computers.
Mm-hmm.
No computers, you know.
No.
I was hiring, buying, right?
Yeah, and having given a whole department, like just starting out, and here you are with a whole department to run.
Yeah.
Like,
and I came back. By the way, I was a little scared because I became the boss of some of these women who saw me grow up. All of a sudden, I was their boss. Yeah. And it was a very classy Shoppers Drug Mart because it was York Mills and Bayview. It had to be more of what you see now. It was the forerunner of what you're seeing now. Like, headboards were minimal, and showcases that you see in Holt's and the Bay is what it was about. So it was like, it was the template, I think, of what became so huge now. But
yeah, and especially that area with such a high-end clientele, they also expect a lot more. There's a difference. Well, the same in how you look, because obviously you can't dress down to go to work, and people say, "Oh, it's only Shoppers." But at that time, because Shoppers, I imagine, has a quite extensive at that time, you know, makeup department. You know what I mean? They didn't have like just 2 shadows and a lipstick. They probably had a full line at that time.
We were carrying, actually, it was so high end that I was trying to make it into a mini Holt's. I kind of, you know, the big bins didn't work there. And I think they figured it out. Look at the cosmetic departments now. They're elegant. But, you know, we had, I'm going to age myself, Brad. We had Charles of the Ritz. We had, we had Lancome, Germain Montet. I'm really aging myself. Orlane was huge. B23 night cream, everyone, in those days was $120. Like,
wow.
But anyway, you're asking me if makeup is really me. It maybe was because we all wore too much, or a lot of us did. I think I'm more about the person. I really am. I'm more about making that person feel good about themselves, not having to do what everyone else is doing. I've always been like that.
Yeah, but you also had a lineage with art and art design, things like that. So I think with a lot of us, even being hairstylists, makeup artists, even extensionists, anybody to our craft, we take an artistic approach to it. And I think you really need to be an artist and able to do hair, to apply extensions, to do color, to be a makeup artist. So a lot of these things in the industry, even I think if you're doing some of the aesthetic work as well, you have to be an artist in your technique to give the client the fullest, fullest experience. So let's
absolutely. You're an artist. Like, I can't imagine doing what you do with hair. I mean, hair is hair is not like my forte. So you are an artist. Absolutely.
Thank you. So we're going to just jump ahead a little bit. So now we're going to, so you're not only an entrepreneur, but a female entrepreneur at that. So with that, I must have been, do you find there was any challenges being a female going into a world and being creator and like doing that kind of stuff? We don't want to jump too far ahead, but where's the moment that you said, I think I need to create something, I want to be an entrepreneur? Was it something always that was in you, or was it something that kind of came about through time?
I think it was always in me, because I would drive by areas and go, "Ooh, that's a really cool place for a shop," or they should be putting a Starbucks here, or they should be, I don't know, my brain is always entrepreneurial. It's seeing, I guess I have a passion for it. And it's tough because, being a mom was my biggest and is my biggest job and role, and and a wife. I mean, I did separate, and divorced, but I'm remarried now. But my children and my family are really number one. So I think that's a big, tough one for a lot of women.
And I think that's exactly it. How to balance, how do you
myself.
balance your career, your home
How to
life,
balance.
your kids, and even time for yourself?
That's the tough one. And it's always been tough for me. I'm learning, but it's a tough one, because when you're the type of person who wants to make that other person feel good, so that's stemming from personal to business, it's my nature. So the balance is tough, but they're older now. They're my wonderful guys, and they know that I have this passion, and my husband's my biggest supporter, so he's like, go, 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 like, don't worry about us. But it is a tough balance.
And that's the biggest thing. So when you were first deciding to be an entrepreneur, did you already have a full-time job, part-time job, or something that you were leaving in order to go into being an entrepreneur?
It came about because I was trying to have kids, so I left the corporate world. When I left Shoppers, I was really a regional account manager and trainer for people like Clarins and Orlane. So I was traveling, and I was on the road, and I was on airplanes, and family was very huge for me. So I stopped that corporate world, turned down a training job with Clarins, actually, and started becoming involved in doing my own thing at home, doing makeups for people, while I was trying to have a family. Fast forward, tough divorce and all of that. My focus was still on my children, but I still had that spirit. So I opened some boutiques to try to see if I could launch my line. Tried and failed a couple of times because I knew that that's what happened.
But I think that's something we really need to know, because people must think it's so easy for Janice. She just did it, create a line, put it everywhere, and now everyone uses this, and that's it. Right.
It's been a few attempts.
And if you what's the first product you created?
Oh my goodness.
So I know you do skincare as well as makeup. Did you start with skincare, or do you start with makeup, or both?
Okay, that's a tough one. There were a few things in between that.
Okay.
But when I launched, what caused me to launch this, and hear me out, I was doing all kinds of part-time jobs too, everyone. I had a store and still moonlighted at Club Monaco. I was trying to, and I learned how to design closets, because creative, yada, yada, while I'm building up my ideas, I needed to be proactive with my, financial situation as a single mom too, right? So,
of course.
And I'm not one to sit. So it still was tough, but I saw a sign on a billboard that said, "Do you know what's in your lipstick?" I don't know how many years ago that was, Brad.
Okay.
Driving up, "Do you know what's in your lipstick?" So I think lipstick was the biggest thing, and still is my biggest seller. I have to tell you, any lip product is the #1 seller. So, and it connects with health and my own personal journey too.
So with lipstick, do you think it's one item that a person wears that really empowers them, or can really change their outlook, or just their being, by just adding some color, on their face?
I do, because there's some women who aren't into makeup. They're not into glam. They're into understated, elegant. They're into almost nothing. But at any age, you could be 20 and into glam. You could be 60 and into glam. But you could be both. You could just want to walk out. There's many women who want just very little, and they put on a lipstick. I think it is empowering. I think especially if you find the right color.
Yes.
You need the right color, right shade. That's like
Yeah.
you helping people pick the right shades for their face and their hair. So I
Hmm.
think it is empowering. I think so. The lipstick has always been like, look at Marilyn Monroe and Audrey
Hmm.
Hepburn. I mean, they, you could do a very soft eye and they put on that red lip.
And the red, yeah,
Or
the power, yeah,
yeah,
power lips. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But go
So,
ahead.
so then with you trying to get or having your stuff in the boutiques, how did you go about that? Did you have to like approach them? Did you write letters? Did you say, "Hey, I have a line"?
All
What?
of the above.
Okay.
All of the above. The old-fashioned way, you
Hmm.
know, cold calling, which
Yes.
still, you know, works.
Hmm.
Letters don't always work.
Okay.
Social media now, as you know, I'm
Hmm.
trying to hop on that bandwagon and learn it and
Hmm.
go with it. And I have been, you know, doing fashion shows and whatever,
Hmm.
and saying I was here and helping someone. But social media is a real easy one because you can
Hmm.
reach out to people who you're connected with. And
Hmm.
sometimes you hear back and sometimes you don't. But letters, I've written lots of letters to big
Hmm.
places and I don't always hear back. So
Yeah, the
sometimes
percentage is
go
very
fashion
low,
way.
if at all. Yeah.
I think
Hmm.
so. Um,
Do you think a lot of companies either read them or they have somebody that reads them before it goes to the person that it needs to, or it just goes
I
on
think
some
someone
pile
reads
because
them.
it gets so many? Like, here's another letter of somebody wanting
I
something.
think I've experienced both.
Yeah.
Okay, I've experienced both.
Hmm.
I've experienced nothing. I've experienced very sophisticated and considerate responses.
Hmm.
I've heard, oh my God, I can't believe your story. We have to get it out there because now we know, you and I know, that people want to know you. It's not really
Hmm.
about the product so much. It's like
Yeah.
they want to know, why Janice Carol? What is
Hmm.
it about Janice that made her want to do this? Or what is it about
Hmm.
Brad that made him want to empower people, not just, I mean, you're
Exactly.
trying to
So,
reach
so
so many
I'll ask you
people.
the obvious question. So, if you're Janice Ross, why Janice Carol Cosmetics? So is there some significance to Carol? Is it a name you already have? It's a name you used to do? Is it somebody you know? Is it something that
Carol's
you
my
just...
middle name. There you
Ah,
go.
okay. So now we
Yeah,
have
it
some
just
little
flowed. I tried.
nuggets nuggets of gold.
There you go. It's a nugget of gold. You can call me
Yeah.
Jan, Carol, whatever. But Janice Carol seemed to flow,
Hmm.
and it's me. And I tried to come up with these, fun names, like, all kinds of
Hmm.
kooky names. But it kept coming back to, you
Hmm.
know what? It's you. So
Exactly. And I think that's a big part in branding because if it is you, because I'm under BRAD Celebrity Hairstylist, which is exactly what I do. Brad,
exactly.
B separation, rad. So B rad. So the same, takes my own name, what I do. I'm a hairstylist. I'm also a celebrity in my industry. So everybody has their own. And I think that's the best way when you're branding is to be as specific as you can. Your name is Janice Carol. You do cosmetics. It's easy because you don't have, it's your name is in Squeezy Lemons and then nobody knows exactly what it is. Do you have a lemonade stand? Are you like Lululemon? Do you make, like
What
people,
am
clothes
I?
for people to wear? And I think it's people know exactly what you do. It's so much easier. So in your name, they know what you do and who you are. Same with mine. They know
Exactly.
they know my name, plus they know what I do. It's very simple and it's much easier. So anybody listening, you're playing around with all these
Exactly.
names. I think the best way, use your own name and then exactly what you do, right? And I think that's one of the best
And
ways to
then it
go.
empowers, exactly. And, it feeds back, it empowers you.
Hmm.
Can you still hear me? Oh, I thought I lost you.
Yep.
Okay. And the part that's missing from the story
Hmm.
is that I wanted a line that was healthier.
Hmm.
So you've got the big guys, and they're all amazing. And then you've got some organic little guys, and it's growing. And at the time when I looked into this, it wasn't really that, people weren't even aware of organic. It was like a few years ago. You know, I've been trying to put this together for a few years in different ways, you know, brick and mortar, yada, yada.
Exactly.
But in between, Brad, I've had some surgeries, and that's also why I started thinking about this line. And I wanted the lipstick aspect. I wanted paraben-free lipsticks, because parabens were starting to be feared. They were proven to be connected to breast cancer. And what's weird is I started doing that with my line. It was a no-name line in my little shop. I didn't even put Janice Carol on it. I wanted to know people liked it first.
Exactly. And then you had your products. Yep.
Yeah, but the part was I wanted it paraben-free and healthier. Or trying to be healthier. And then I found out, after my mom passed away from ovarian cancer, I was tested for the BRCA gene. And I'm not sure if everyone knows what it is.
I'm not sure. No.
It's the Angelina story. Angelina Jolie made it much more prevalent. So I tested positive for this gene, which predisposed me to a much higher risk of getting breast and ovarian, actually to the point of 80%. So I had to, so I had to be really proactive. So as an entrepreneur and mother and single mom at the time, I started having to make these decisions. So I had surgeries, and just 3 years ago, I had the big surgery, which was harder to get me, get my head around it. But I had to be proactive. I want to be here for a long time. I had and I'm not going to be shy about it. There's surgeries people talk about, full hysterectomy, and I had a double mastectomy. So these are huge things, and that's why I said I stopped and started, because my health had to come first.
Exactly. And even for you as an individual, I think psychologically, all that kind of stuff, for some, how they identify different things. So that's a lot to go through, and to still try to carry on a business and have a family, and, and.
But that's why I love reaching out to people, and that's why Janice Carol is important to me. And I am in the efforts, and you and I have talked about this. I'm kind of an anomaly. I'm in the middle. I'm not. I am healthier. I'm a healthier alternative, because I made the effort to get rid of a lot of the fearful ingredients. But I haven't gone to the point of being organic, and I'm not, honestly. Some of my products aren't as green as I want them to be. So I'm in the middle of maybe, trying to do some research.
Yeah, just a work in progress. And I think sometimes too with organics, even though I love organics, I do organics, but sometimes organics can also be a label as well. And some of the organics that are out there aren't really as healthy as what they claim to be. If you actually look at the ingredients, at least you know, and you're better straight up to say we are using healthier alternatives and we're purifying our line more so step by step. But then that way, as you're taking stuff out, because a lot of times you can have healthy alternatives, but sometimes what they replace a healthy alternative is just as bad or worse than, what they've taken out, sort of thing. Because obviously we know parabens aren't good. There's some other things. So let's talk about some little things in your line right now. I actually use your line. I really love it. So you have, so we'll talk about the first thing is, so the peptide serum. So I have the peptide serum. Can you let people know a little bit about that?
Love it. And it's pretty green. And it's, it's pretty green, guys. And I just want to say something about what Brad was saying. I'm a very ethical, honest person. And that comes back to caring about that other person and helping them feel good about themselves. So what you were saying is definitely what I'm about. So I'm not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes.
No.
And it's about balance and life. Because guys, I still, I don't exercise as much as I should. I don't sleep as much as I should. We're all trying to do the best we can, and I still love my glass of, So it's about balance and being honest and ethical and straightforward.
Yeah.
So we're all just trying our best.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I love the peptides.
Yeah. No, it's amazing because I have the vitality cream, I have the eye cream, I have the peptide serum. What I really love about all these products, which I have super sensitive skin, is I have a really difficult time with fragrance, and I'm so glad that these are all fragrance free. And the one product that I do have, the wash that I use, which has the amazing amaretto, just takes me somewhere else. But for me, the smell, scent isn't overpowering, and it's just amazing. And it's hard for me, especially getting out there and trying to find stuff without fragrance in them. And that's what I really like about the line, because then too, I don't have to worry about smelling too perfumey or being too irritated or having my skin itch because it's got a lot of this type of ingredients or artificial chemical fragrance in it that it doesn't really need. And I like it that you don't have to use a lot, like very, very little. I love the airless pump delivery, which makes it so much easier. You're not trying to squeeze a tube and you're not trying to scoop, you know what I mean? So everything
airless pumps are good. And they go right in the blue box. So Janice Carol is trying to be eco-friendly as well and minimize the containers. I mean, it's stunning to put a lipstick into a silver box, and it's gorgeous and it feels good. But then the consumer has to pay me more. So I've eliminated the boxes. Airless pump is amazing. So I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, and I think with the packaging, it's like packaging in itself, that you don't need the bottle, then the wrap around it, then the instructions, then the box, then the plastic that goes around that. You've got, and that's the thing. We're all paying all for this extra packaging, which yes looks nice, but we're all throwing it out in the garbage anyway. So it makes more sense to be more cost efficient, to be a lot healthier, to be fragrance free, which is a lot of what my clients look for. So those are great, points in there. And I know you're probably always developing more in different ways, or you're looking to make your lines greener or healthier. But it's good to. And I think too, with any entrepreneur, you always shift, you always change, you see what's working. You probably look at your products and say, okay, this is working, this I want to reinvent. Hey, I want to create a new one, or hey, I want to maybe get rid of something else, and just create.
I'm always thinking. Hold on, Brad. I'm just gonna close this door. 1 second. Just want to make it. Sorry, everyone. Just a little quieter. There you go.
So what are you saying? Sometimes you just have to close the door and just go with your own thoughts. See what you need to do and not get distracted by everything else going on.
I know. But listen, I'm in terms of the fragrance free, I suffer from migraines as well, and I realized even years ago that if I wore even just a lipstick that had a strong fragrance, it would waft up and go, oh. So I thought, I don't want to put a lipstick like this on a bride and then her whole day is done. So, again, back to the lipstick, as simple as a lipstick, not even just a moisturizer. But there is a fine line, as you and I spoke about it too. I don't want them to smell too raw.
No.
So, too raw almost smells
like it's bad or rancid.
Yeah. So I need it to be, bacteria on someone's skin isn't a good thing either.
No.
So I don't want to sell something and in 2 weeks there's bacteria, because there has to be some natural you
Yeah,
know.
you have to balance. Yeah, you have to balance other product, but that's a good thing. I didn't realize, especially too. It could be the same with lip balms. Could be the same with anything. But
Oh,
you're
huge.
breathing. That is because it's right under your nose, and it's something you don't think about because you think this is your lips are separate from your nose. But when you have a product on there, you're breathing that in, and obviously aromatherapy things all have can
Exactly.
trigger can trigger.
But
And
at least what you were smelling with the gentle glycolic face
hmm
wash
hmm
is the natural, is like that gentle scent.
yes.
And I do have a little bit of vanilla in
Mm,
some of my lip glosses, but that's okay. Like some
yeah.
people are
hmm
fine with it. Like it's just gentle. It's
It's
gentle.
gentle, yeah. So it's not an overpowering, like
No, no,
this
no,
has been heavily perfumed to try to cover up all the toxic
no.
chemicals.
No, it's nothing like that. And
Mhm,
also, the line is, as you,
mhm,
in terms of the packaging or whatever, it's quite unisex because it's so
mhm.
clinical looking. It's just
Yeah.
very
And
clinical.
just say, and that's why I like using the line being male. I like that it's fragrance free, that it's easy, and it's neutral. The packaging is just neutral. You don't have
Mhm.
to worry if you go out somewhere, people are going to be like, ooh, that it looks like you've got this, like, I don't know, bottle of
Really,
a certain,
yeah.
yeah, as to say, but it's just neutral and it's good for everybody, whether you're, an active person, whether you're, it doesn't really matter. But it's still elegant enough you can put in your bathroom or your makeup case or whatever you work with, or if you're a makeup artist, it's a great
Mhm.
line to have because
Yeah.
it's so appealing. How many products would you say you have now in your line?
Ooh. I should have done that. Oh my gosh.
So many. but
So
you
many.
but you have a
Uh,
full range of
it's a
lipsticks,
full range
you have
lipstick,
shadows, you have
blush. I have
Mhm,
fabulous bronzers. I have a new
mhm,
liquid illuminator, which is stunning. I have lip plumper now, which is
mhm,
paraben free.
mhm,
Lip glosses, liquid mattes, and the skincare. As I
mhm.
said, I'm gonna tweak it a bit
Okay.
because I'm very fussy. I want
Mhm,
less products, but it's anti-aging at the same time as I even have an acne,
mhm,
some acne products. But I think the focus is on simplicity.
mhm,
And I do have the foundations for everybody, from BB creams
mhm,
to heavier liquid
mhm.
foundations and dual finishes. So I've got the full range.
Yeah. So that
But
would still work for somebody maybe with pigmentation that's really uneven, or if they have maybe a lot of brown marks, things like that, this would be able to cover it. Um,
absolutely. And I also have color corrector sticks.
Okay, just to
For
balance out the undertone of the skin. So with
absolutely.
your, so say I was doing some event, I wanted to cover up a tattoo, would I be able to use that and have it completely covered?
I think you would. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Between the
the cover is pretty, you can get really good coverage of the more heavy duty one, and everything else
absolutely.
is more like a nice light sheer type
You
of
got it.
coverage. So it looks a
You
lot more
got it.
natural.
You could put together your color correctors, your concealers with your liquid foundation and your dual
Mm-hmm.
finish, and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's actually, I just recently did makeup for a wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and the father of the
Mm-hmm.
bride
Mm-hmm.
had pigmentation issues,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and it was dark and red and white, like
Mm-hmm.
different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I blended it,
Mm-hmm.
and he was really happy.
Yeah,
So
of
that's
course, and I think that's why it's good, just because you don't think those little things, but pictures years down the road, and it's nice when you look like you have nice, flawless skin, that it doesn't feel like you have a lot of product on your skin,
exactly.
that sort of thing, and it's okay. If there's guys listening, you can wear products if it's going to
Yeah,
enhance you, then why
absolutely.
not? And it's fine. So your line is good for everyone.
Absolutely.
Male, female, unicorn, everything in between.
Yeah, if
So,
your dog
yeah,
has a little,
yeah.
no. But
Yeah.
you brought something up. Oh, well, it'll come back.
Okay.
Oh, this age, it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is it's all very affordable. It's a very affordable range. But, you know, I mean, I love that you're talking about the products. And again, it's more, I'm in, you know, people fall in love with it when they use it. And I know what you were asking about. I don't know if you hear this as a celebrity makeup artist. I mean, when you're doing makeup for shows and whatever, it's a different story.
Yes.
But if you hear from your clients day to day, Brad, I don't know if you hear, they say, I hate that feeling when I can feel it. I don't wear foundation because I hate that feeling. So when I put it on them, they go, oh, I don't feel it. So
they don't really feel a lot. Yeah, for me, I deal a lot with actors. I deal a lot with runway models, things like that. Those are mostly that I do. Myself, I say I don't choose to wear makeup, but the odd time I will if it's promotional, if I'm on stage, then I do have to wear it. But the same, I don't like the feel of having anything on my skin because it is so sensitive. I don't like it when it itches or it feels like it's crawling or it's like you can't wait to get that stuff off, or it's the pancake is so thick that, you know what I mean? It's great coverage, but literally you feel like you have layers and layers and layers, you know, on top. Once you do it, you powder, you start whatever you need to do, sort of thing.
And that leads me to me again, where I am in the cosmetic industry, but I'm not about heavy duty. I'm not about the heavy duty look because it's not me.
No.
I'm about empowerment and empowering that other person to feel good about them and how if they're not into it, if they're into it, oh, amazing. Like if they want to like rock my colors, go for it. But I find most people at whatever age, I guess I shouldn't say that though, but it's just, I think understated, elegant, being you is what it's about. And that's what a lot of things are about today, you know, trying to find that comfort zone for yourself.
Exactly. And you said empowerment. So I'm going to do a quick plug here. So which is where we're going to find you is we're doing the Flip Your Wig empowerment cruise, or what, as I say, I see it more as a summit at sea. So basically where we get everybody together. So all beauty artists, wig makers, hairstylists, any estheticians, any artists, performers, you know, anybody like that, they can all meet. This goes from October 12th to the 19th. We're leaving on the Symphony of the Seas, which is the largest ship in the world. So this ship is incredible. It's got everything. It's got zip lining. It's got ice skating. It's got, let's see, you can ride the waves, you can golf, you can do everything. And the main show that is there, it's the Broadway cast of Hairspray. So I thought, what better way, because Hairspray encompasses wig makers, makeup artists, hairstylists, wig makers, everything, artists, performers, everybody that's kind of in our field together, where you can come learn from other people. Janice will be there. You can meet her. You can meet myself. You can meet a lot of other people. You can network with them. I'll have a link at the end, the same if you want to know more about Janice's stuff. We'll put a link at the end, or if you're watching the video, it'll be across the screen. We'll have it there. So so it's 12th to 19th. We're actually going to leave from Miami. We go to, I think, Mexico, Honduras, Bahamas. We have our own private island. So if you go online, you'll check out a lot more, and I'll be on soon with some other podcasts sharing more about that. So that's my little plug. So if you can make it, please join us. So I'm going to jump back to you now, Janice. So now with creating a line, how do you source your products? Like, so now you have an idea, you want to put something together, you're creating a makeup line. Like, so obviously you're not in your kitchen mixing your own.
Nope.
So I guess that's another part of entrepreneurship. Now I got to get packaging. Now I got to do advertising. Now I got to do branding. Now I got to do like all that kind of stuff. So where were you in that part? Like just starting out?
investigate, investigate, investigate. I mean, I even had people come to my very first shop, which was actually cosmetics and coffee, because I'm a coffee drink. Well, only day now, guys. Dark roast.
So you could have an espresso and espresso lipstick.
I love it.
Espresso liner. Yeah.
You got it. Espresso liner. Oh, I like that. Okay. Mocha Java lipstick. Okay.
That's right.
I had people come and bring prototypes, and I would smell it and touch it, and so I just did research, found a lab that really was thinking proactively in those ways. I'm still tweaking. I'm still searching for better formulas. In fact, I'm and it's not made overseas, everyone. It's made in North America, so don't worry. It's a good starting point, and people I don't want to change things that people love.
Yeah, and I think too, you have quite a bit of control over how your products come out. You don't just take it and here it is. You say, this is what I want, and then it gets created, for you, as opposed to, something that's already done and that's it, and you have no idea what's in it.
No, if I don't like what's in it, then no. And that's where I'm at now, where I'm tweaking it and finding better solutions or greener, not better. I mean, some people aren't as healthy as I am, but it's again, it's a balance. And the other part of it is I'm giving you the first little.
Ooh. Yeah. So an exclusive on the Hairstylist Empowerment podcast here.
Got it, empowering. I gotta be okay. So, and you started actually by your backdrop. You changed. So you're doing Janice Carol, black, white, and a touch of the magenta or pink, pink.
Yeah.
And I'm rebranding slowly. My original was pink and green, because pink for health and pink for cosmetics, color, fun, But
because pink is also the color for breast cancer.
You got it. Yeah. So I'm going to not get rid of that. However, it's going to be black, white, silver, pink, because I have found that I'm really marketing to women and men, maybe a little bit older, who are more concerned. I mean, the 20-year-olds, I love you. If you want my liquid mats and my all that, go for it. But I don't think they're ready for the peptide serum, which is anti-aging, or my eye rescue, or things like that.
No, but with skincare though, what age do you think you should start with skincare?
I think you should start in your 20s. I mean, I'm even younger. I mean, if I've never been acne.
If you have troubled skin.
Troubled skin, you should be taking care of it in your teens. And and skincare is just self-care. Cleansing, toning, moisturizing, scrubs. If that's not working, guys, don't hesitate, and please go to a proper dermatologist, because honestly, I'm not a doctor. What I offer is self-care and proper management of skin care. However, after that, I think it becomes about, in your 20s or 30s, you start to see little whatever. I mean, I've had this since I was in my 20s. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, but do you find that people, if they have more stress, you see the signs of aging a lot quicker on your skin?
Absolutely. Stress does it. Lack of sleep, lack of water. You need to hydrate, and I'm bad because, I mean, I'm trying to drink more water.
You're saying, the water's in my coffee.
Yeah, I know. But
I don't think that counts.
No, decaf is okay, though. Decaf counts. But what I'm saying is, I think you're never too young to look after your skin. In terms of aging, I don't think people really look at that till their late 20s, and I think they can start with my Perfecta eye cream, which is a nice light cream. So you're starting to see little signs, but guys, stress will do it at any age. So we all got it. That comes back to self-care, right? So that's a good one, Brad. And lack of sleep. I mean, girls will see when they're studying for exams. They'll get
late nights studying.
Late nights, bad food, that greasy, yada yada, grabbing this. So it shows. It does show.
But I think also too, when we're young, people think we're going to be young forever.
I know.
It's not going to happen until one day you look in the mirror and you're like, oh,
where did that come from?
I don't look the same as I did yesterday, because it happens and it creeps up on you, right? So,
but this is not about to be perfect, and I'm not into that. And you know, I don't want to be not me again. I just want to age gracefully, take care of myself, and go that route. So I still think that, to answer your question, you're never too young, but the anti-aging, I think you start in your late 20s and then start looking at those little signs if you want to. If you're not interested,
nope, you just do your own thing, or splash your face with water and away you go.
Right?
Well,
go that route.
Yeah, so if you're definitely interested in Janice's line, I'll make sure I have her link posted where you can order. And do you ship to Canada, the U.S.?
I'm adding the U.S. as of in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Right now, all over Canada.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So currently, if you're in Canada right now, you can order from her right online, or as I say, give her a call. But if you're in the U.S., within the next few weeks, but I guess they could also email you, contact you, say, hey, Janice, I'm interested. And then Janice can contact you when her products will be available to be shipped to the U.S.
Well, I could ship to U.S. There's just no link on my site.
Oh, okay. So
if you guys are in the U.S., all of you, call me. Email me, I'll get right back to you, and I can put it through like a phone order, and we can do it together on the phone, or send me what you want. We'll do it that way, and then I'll ship.
Perfect.
There's just no little button right now to say ship to US on my site, but it's all possible, right?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. But I think when you sign up, doesn't ask for your address. Oh, I guess you just have to update the location things.
Email me. I'm not the techie one. So.
Oh, okay.
I gotta have someone do it for me.
Exactly. So this is the Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast. So Janice, if you were going to give one piece of advice to empower people, what would it be?
Follow your gut. Follow your dream. Be you. Be yourself. And don't let anyone take that away from you.
Well, that's wonderful advice. I want to say thank you, Janice, for joining us today. And hopefully we'll see you next time, and we'll see you on the cruise. And then hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.